Hi, I'm Michelle. I'm the executive chef at the University Conferences and Catering Department at the University of New Hampshire. I'm here today to give you my top 5 list of basic baking equipment that are must-haves for your home kitchen. Here's my list. Number 1, an electric mixer. Number 2, rolling pins. 3 would be assorted pans. 4, assorted measuring devices. And number 5 are general smallwares. And now we're going to get into a little more detail about each one of these. Okay, so the first item on my list is an electric mixer. I personally bought a KitchenAid mixer when I was in my 20s. I'm not going to tell you how old I am now, but it's been many years. It has traveled around the country with me, and it still works like a charm. So I recommend investing the money up front for a good stand mixer. It does come with a few implements or attachments, one being a paddle for creaming, a dough hook for mixing doughs, bread doughs, and also a whip for whipping cream or anything you need to whip. As with anything that I'm going to show you today, I would recommend doing your research. A lot of these items are available online. There's going to be a variety of pricing that you'll see out there. But like I said, you want to invest in good items up front, good sturdy things, because they will last you a lifetime. The second item that I want to mention is a rolling pin. Now this one's kind of big. This is a commercial size. We do a lot of big batches of items in the kitchen, but I would recommend a wooden rolling pin with handles. It just makes it easier to get the leverage you need when you're rolling out doughs. Another one we use is a metal rolling pin that can be chilled. So if you're doing more detailed pastry work, this helps keep the dough cold as you're rolling it. Number 3 are measuring devices. You can get away with probably just a 2-cup liquid measurer, but I do recommend liquid measuring cups. We also have a 4-cup, works great, but you can just double this to get 4 cups. Assortment of measuring cups. This is for dry goods, sugars, and flours. And of course, measuring spoons. If you get into more detailed baking, you could always invest in a scale, but once again, for the first time you're out there baking, this is plenty, this is fine. Another item is a good pan. You want good quality, solid, nice heavy-duty pans so they don't flex in the oven when they're baking. And the pans really depend on what you are looking to do. You know, obviously cake baking. For a few pies here and there, it's okay to use the aluminum. But if you're going to be doing pies a lot, you want to get a heavy-duty metal pan so you don't have a soggy bottom. And also sheet pans or a heavy-duty cookie sheet that will fit in your home oven. We also have some smallwares, which we're going to get into more detail in just a moment. Okay, so let's get into a little more detail about these smallwares. And when I look at what's in front of me, the most important thing that I see are rubber scrapers. These are your lifeline. Whenever you're scraping a bowl, when you're mixing, you want to make sure that things are blended well. So you always have to be scraping the sides of the bowl. So you do want rubber scrapers. If you can't find rubber scrapers, you can also use these bowl scrapers. They are also flexible, so you can really get down in there. The only thing is that your hand will get down in there, so that's why some people prefer the rubber scraper with the handle. And these come in different sizes, so whatever size works for you will be fine. Another item, especially if you're making pastry cream or puddings, is a balloon whip. And you want to make sure you get a good one. I've gotten a few that just fall apart after the first few uses. So you do have to invest a little money in them, but you can usually get a decent one for $15 to $20 at most. If you're doing bread work, you want to have what's called a dough divider or bench scraper. Dough divider, because you're making rolls and you're cutting your bread dough into little pieces. Or bench scraper, you now have flour all over your table or your board, and you just want to scrape that up in a hurry. This is a great tool. Another item, especially if you're doing cake decorating, are spatulas. And these are, unlike rubber spatulas, are metal spatulas. They do have some flex, and they come in offset or just straight. Those are also known as palette knives, and they are mostly for icing cakes. Another item, a sifter. You need a sifter for anything in your kitchen, not just the baking, but also the savory items, so I recommend a sifter. And also, if you're getting into anything more specific, you want to invest in some disposable pastry bags, and that's for sanitation reasons. They used to make them where they weren't disposable, but now it's best to go with one of those. Or pastry tips. These are different kinds. This is a star tip and it has points at the end, and round tips. And these, depending on what you need to do, you would cut the very tip off this bag. You open the bag up, tip goes in, and because you cut the tip off, it would pop out the end, and now you can just fill it with icing. And just one little extra tip, if you're filling a bag, fold it back. So you can hold it and you won't get stuff all over the outside of the bag. And these are items that you can start with. Honestly, this would all be probably less than $75, but just do your research. Make sure you're investing in some decent equipment because it will last a lifetime. Oh, and one last thing, a microplane or a zester. This is for citrus. You can put citrus in your pastry cream or in your pudding. So it's finally grates any citrus item. And once again, lasts a lifetime, and it's a great tool to have. So those are my top 5 picks. If you have any questions, my email will be listed at the end of this video. On behalf of the University of New Hampshire, I want to thank you so much for joining me today, and happy baking. In the next slides, take a look at my top 5 picks for baking ingredients by category.